here, over there, everywhere, all over the place. Back here again with part two. A very interesting conversation with the Apostle Leroy Scantlebury, where we were actually talking about the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian. Now, at the end of the last section, you mentioned, but actually not you, we were talking about the unpreparedness, and you were talking about gas stations.
Yes, sir.
And before we went off, you were about to get into something about the actual preparedness of the gas station.
Yeah.
You want to go further than that?
Yeah, because we know that we have a hurricane season, and we're living in the age of technology. By now, the gas station should have created what I call a mobile pump. Okay, that once there's a hurricane threat, you know that people are going to be coming to put gas in their vehicles. You have gas stations with 1, 2, 3, probably 4 pumps. The place is going to be congested. If you have a truck that is properly built and structured with at least 2 or 3 pumps that are professionally installed on that truck, that truck can actually pull to a location, and you can have individuals run gas to vehicles from that truck. It would make things easier. I mean, this is the age of technology, and I do not see why at this stage in Barbados' development that we're not seeing the use of technology on a very high level. So it bothers me.
So in other words, instead of the masses going to the gas station,
yeah, Saul can do it, Rubis can do it.
It goes to them.
Yeah, you can set up on the highway, someplace where you don't have congestion, on a field, somewhere on Highway 2A or wherever, where the vehicles can line up properly. Instead of blocking the roads, they can line up properly. And you can have that huge container truck where vehicles can come in 4s or whatever and have your employees there and run gas to those vehicles instead of them having to block the roads trying to get into a gas station. So those are things that in my mind I would consider saying to the gas stations, the owners, to think about these things. It makes things easier for your people.
So we're telling Seoul and Texaco or whoever they are,
Rubis,
Esso,
yeah, think about these things.
or ESCO, whoever you are.
It's very important.
You've just received an excellent suggestion from the Apostle Leroy Scantlebury, and please make use of it. The next time that something like this comes up, we intend to see you step up to the plate and be recognized and be counted.
I think it would be fantastic to see that, the use of technology is at that level. I think I'm one of those individuals when I look at what's happening in Barbados in terms of technology, I'm very concerned about it.
Yes, you're always singing that song that we are behind. And we should actually be ahead of all the others.
And it's all over, banking system, in our financial system. When people cannot have exclusive access to their own monies, that is a problem. Something is wrong. Something is wrong.
Now the public service, the public service being shut down. What do you say about that when these things happen?
In terms of transportation?
Yes.
Okay, I go back to what I said, in a recent broadcast here. By now, we should have a better hubbing system in Barbados. Okay? I think what has happened over the years is the government has now put so much leverage on the PSVs to move Barbadians to and fro. Okay? Which to me is a problem. You should be able to move your people because that's your working community. The great majority of our working community still takes the bus. All right? And if that system isn't working, it creates a problem not only for the customer but also for the employer. So one of the things I think is necessary is for the transport board system, when we have a hurricane that is approaching, that we have a system of a specialized route system that changes to better service the community during the hurricane season.
During an emergency or during
system, that we can sit down and properly determine, okay, from what's going to happen, these buses are going to move in this particular direction. And we're not talking about one bus going 3 or 4 places. We're talking about how we move the buses and how we restructure
the system.
The system. Okay? So, and I've said years ago that by now, whole town should have been a hub. So that buses that are going to places like Indian Ground, Boston Bell, St. Lucie, Church, Town, Pike Corner, even to Bathsheba, that those buses would come to Whole Town. And then you would have a bus leave Bridgetown every half an hour. There's a bus leaving Bridgetown and it's just going to Whole Town. You reconnect with your bus at Whole Town.
Whole Town.
Right. So they know buses are coming. The buses are leaving every hour from Whole Town and going to their northern destinations and coming back to Whole Town, which saves wear and tear on the buses. Okay? For God's sake, how can you have a bus leave Bridgetown, go all the way to Condon Town, turn around and come back to Bridgetown? You're destroying that bus. Okay?
I concur.
You're destroying the bus.
I concur.
And then the roads aren't any good anyway, so I mean it's even more wear and tear on the buses. So you want to have a system that works.
I hope the Minister of Transport actually listening to this.
Yeah, you want a system that works. So in a case like this, you want to say, okay, what's going to happen now is we understand this. So our buses are going to be moving into Warrens. There are buses that are going to be moving from Warrens going to the south. There are buses that are going to the north, going to St. George, wherever we need. But we have a system because this is an emergency transportation system. So if you can get to Warrens, if you get to Bridgetown, if you get to these points, these are where the buses will be moving from. And it makes things easier.
Talking about there was evacuations. Okay, when these people are evacuated, and they, let's say they evacuate and they go to some school or something,
right?
Are they provided for with like beds and so on? Or?
No, I don't think that you're provided. I think you have to take many times things that will add to your comfort. Whether you take your blankets or whether you take, some people may be in a position where they may be able to take a folding bed or whatever. But the evacuation centers are not hotels. Okay, they're not motels. They're just a place of safety.
Okay, but what about people being evacuated from like district hospitals?
Well, I guess the ministry would have to provide for them. But a lot of the district hospitals are, in many cases, still very safe in terms of the structure. So you don't necessarily see a lot of that movement happening. But again, we're planning. We have to be planning. So whenever a hurricane is approaching, they should be on many levels. Your emergency systems should be in place. And once we have that lockdown, this is what is happening from now on. We work that system until we have the country on lockdown. That system works up to that point in time, but it has to work to make sure that our people are safe.
So all in all, I think we were unscathed. There weren't any deaths.
No, not
I haven't heard of any injuries.
No.
Not much place damage.
Yeah. Couple fallen trees and
a couple of trees fell. In fact, a tree actually, piece of the tree actually broke one of my windows.
Okay.
Which I didn't realize till, because you inquired, and I said it was okay, but then I realized that this tree had actually broken the thing, and I only realized that when the wind and the rain started to come through.
Yeah, so I checked on you to see how.
Yeah, you did, and I'm very thankful for that.
Well, welcome, sir.
And but it's, as I said, it's very good that nothing untoward happened to anything. And as I said, I personally think that Barbadians are very complacent when it comes to these things. And if you actually prepared, you wouldn't have to be running to the supermarket the last second to buy things. And some of these, I've been getting news from some of my people that some of these unscrupulous shop owners take the prices up
Yeah, they jack prices up
at
because,
these times.
yeah, because
Which,
people are coming.
which should not be allowed.
Exactly. And again, we have to understand again, Barbadians should have an understanding. This happens every year. So, when I was in school, there were bulletins as a little boy about hurricane preparedness. And Barbados is still, here's my other issue, Mr. Morris. Barbados is still not effectively, if I should use the word, media ready. The concept of having one television station, okay, and a few radio stations is not enough to sensitize the public. The GIS is not equipped enough to sensitize the public.
But you want to know something? Only today, I saw an app, and it's on my phone right now. Various Jamaican radio stations. 38. More than 38. There were 50 radio stations in Jamaica.
About 50.
50?
Okay.
And how many do we have? 10 here?
No, I doubt that and on this scale, okay? And this is again the other principle. Once we have this, we go emergency, all of our media should be on connection. That we're getting information
Instead of being competitors.
This is what we're talking about. We need another television station in Barbados.
We need about 6 more.
And then one of the things that we need in Barbados is that we need at least 2 or 3 24-hour news stations in Barbados. This is very, very critical. Okay? Just like how you have CNN, you have NBC, you have Fox. You need 24-hour news. You need to know what's going on in Barbados.
But talking about that, do we actually have a station here
No.
that is strictly with Barbados?
No.
Or
No.
They were,
No.
I remember David Simmons talking about that some time ago.
Years ago.
The guy who went on to become Chief Justice. But nothing ever happened. It never came to fruition. It was just talk. As it always is, just talk. Right?
So again, you're not moving your country forward. And I think a lot of Barbadians are blinded to the fact that every government that comes into power, they leave CBC. They don't ever say, listen, let's give a couple of licenses to some other folk to come in here and create more leverage, so that our people can be sensitized more. Because obviously, if you have a 24-hour, why do I have to watch what's going on in Miami to find out where a storm is, where Barbados is concerned?
Then you should be getting from your station right here.
My own station, okay? So that creates a problem in terms of what's happening. People have their phones. Those stations will obviously send their app out, and you can always set your phone, whatever, your tablet, and be up to date with what's happening.
But you're a music man, and the Calypsonian at the Niger had a song about 4 or 5 years ago when he said we need more local stations.
Right.
And I thought it was a very good song. I think he actually got to the finals with it too.
Yeah.
But that was a very good song. It exemplified exactly what you are actually talking about right now.
Well, the Mighty Gambia had a song back in the day which I think is very important for now. He says, one day coming soon, the people will wake up. I'm hoping that day is sooner than later.
And with that, we go. Remember, where the people fear the government, there is tyranny. Yeah. Where the government fears the people, there is liberty or freedom. Thomas Jefferson. And that's our team. So you're going to hear that incessantly from M.M Out There. Apostle, our time is up.
Thank you, sir.
Nice to have you here.
Pleasure being with you.
And till next time, M.M Out here, over there, everywhere, all over the place, saying that's it for now. Let's make our exit.
Okay, sir.